Hey viewers, welcome to another game of Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing a game between MYM Leslie and on the other side we have Bischu. So Bischu is playing like Bischu in Starcraft 1. I don't know if it's the same guy, but he's playing Protoss, and on the other side we have a Zerg player. So obviously I don't know either of these players. I do know the MYM clan, or well, whatever you want to call them, the team. They are normally very good at playing, so yeah, they at least have good training partners, and well, we're going to see how that works out. So, however, if this is the real Korean pro gamer, then yeah, we will see some good things from him as well. I'm not expecting him to be the real Korean pro gamer though, but we'll see. We'll see how he does. So for now, just the scouts going out, just standard builds. Yeah, saving up for either a spawning pool or a fast expansion, and we will see which one he chooses. So the first pylon has already gone down for the Protoss player, obviously, and yeah, there's no real special things going on. The spawning pool goes down first this time, and we have no surprises here either, because, well, just his pylon forward, which means that he's either going to build a forge first and then his nexus and then some cannons and a gateway, or he's going to just go for his entire building line first, then his nexus, or first his nexus and then the building line, depending on what he sees and what he thinks is safe to do. Problem is, of course, that yeah, you don't know what people are doing until you scout. So yeah, he did scout that the spawning pool was coming up relatively early, so normally that means that he does have to build his forge pretty quickly, but he is going for both the nexus and the gateway first before his forge is coming up. Builds an extra pylon even. So not even building a forge for now. That is a quite, well, different approach to this, and we'll have to see if that actually works out, because if lots of Zerglings were to come out, which they aren't, but if they were to come out, then yeah, breaking this would be much easier than if there is a cannon behind it. But hey, we'll see how it works out. Normally, if you build a lot of Zerglings here and you have the speed upgrade going as soon as you can, you will actually run just straight past this, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. If, however, you don't build Zerglings, like in this case, I mean, he has 2 Zerglings on the map, that is not enough to do anything. They're not even able to take out this probe. Well, they're going to do it eventually, but well, you get the point. It takes way too long to take down even this probe, and yeah, so he's not going to do anything, and there is going to be a zealot out and probably a stalker before he can even get here. So we'll have to see how that works out. It is quite a different approach. Normally we see that standard forge defense, but apparently that is not necessary. At least, well, he thinks it's not necessary, even though there was a spawning pool coming up first. So yeah, obviously the Zerg player hadn't scouted this yet, so if he did scout this, if he knew what was going on here, he might have made a different choice. But for now, this seems relatively well defended. And with the Stalker coming out, the Stalker is going to move to the front, by the way. So that leaves it open to a little bit of harass if there was anything here, but there's only one unit here. And yeah, that unit is going to be chased away by the zealots. So not a whole lot going on, and we are going to see a third base here from our Zerg player. He is just going for the macro approach, economical victory. It is kind of a safe approach. Obviously, if you go full on in on this, so with all kinds of Zerglings and such, that is way more risky than just building your bases and trying to win that way, because then you mostly have like a 50-50 shot of actually winning. And yeah, so the Protoss player decides to go a little bit aggressive, trying to see what's going on, and the mothership core has already been built. That's quite early, by the way. but we'll have to see if that actually if that actually well, matters, because well, the mothership core has been built quite a few times already. And by the way, I didn't know that last time. Someone actually told me that you can morph this into a mothership. So you can upgrade the mothership core into a mothership, which is pretty nice. It gives you the abilities to do whatever you want it to do, but for way less. So that's just awesome. It gives you the ability to recall your entire enemies, or sorry, not enemies, your entire army into the front of the fight. Well, that's not actually recall, but it's called recall. And yeah, the thing is, you can actually just get your entire army into the fight or out of the fight for a very low price. And there goes the Stalker, and of course this guy is flying, so there's nothing the Zerglings can do about that. The Zerglings are, however, just going to well, go towards this this base, and yeah, as you can see, there's nothing defending it except for one sentry. So we'll have to see if he can make that work. The Immortal is coming in, but there are no no units really coming in, for the simple reason that, well, he has to wait for the cooldown on his one gate all the time. He is building 4 extra gateways though, so I just realized that he's a little bit behind. I don't know why the Zerglings retreated. Maybe he thought there was an actual army behind this, because they can easily take out well, the gateway, for example, the warp gate, without taking too much damage, because well, the warp gate is well, is 1,000 hit points. That is quite a lot, but yeah, you can also surround it pretty nicely. And these sentries don't really have enough force fields to prevent that, because if they drop down 2 force fields here, you're just going to switch to one of the pylons. This one, for example. You would need 3 force fields to defend that. Well, 2, I guess, because you can attack it when well, when it's when only one Zergling is attacking it. It's not too big of a deal, so you don't have to wall it off completely. So is this the same mothership core? It might be, I don't know. So yeah, we do have the harassment starting. I was kind of looking for that because he was building all kinds of units from his Stargates. And of course, yeah, he is going to try to pick off as many units as he can with that. And finally getting the Queen. The Queen actually, well, getting thrown back there. They added a lot more physics to this well, whole thing. And that looks pretty nice. So yeah, the Phoenix is getting quite damaged here, so they will have to recharge some shields, especially this one. It's completely out of shields and completely out of health. So yeah, he is going to try to get some more of these drones. And that is of course very easy to do, because drones are very easy to just pick off. They have virtually no HP. And yeah, there's nothing you can do about it, because it's just so fast. So we have a couple of these Hydralisks coming out. Normally we don't see Hydralisks, but against the air units they are pretty good. They're also pretty good when combined with roaches. And yeah, because the roaches will take the damage, and Hydralisks do way more damage than roaches. Is this guy just allowed to live? No, he's not going to live. But we are going to see the attack here now. And yeah, everything just instantly dies. There is a big army coming up here. And the Zergling army is all the way over here. He wasn't paying attention with that. And really is going to lose his base here for no reason at all. Because he had his army in the wrong spot. He has a big army going on. Lots of Hydralisks, lots of Zerglings. The Zerglings are coming in from behind, a few roaches with that. And yeah, with the Colossi, however, it is going to be hard to get those Zerglings to do anything, because Zerglings are pretty bad against Colossi. Unless they're one-on-one like here, But yeah, that is normally not the case, because the Colossus will just walk out of that and will just make sure that it doesn't get killed. Obviously, the Protoss player losing quite a bit there, but not losing his entire army. And the Zerg player also lost quite a bit. Let's see how we're actually doing. The resources kind of equal. The Zerg player lost a little bit more, but the Zerg player also has more income. So he did have 4 bases for a little bit against 2. But yeah, the third base, the fourth base, sorry, the third expansion actually went down. And we have some zealots coming in over here with the warp prism. And they are going to be taken out pretty convincingly, but they may actually pick up some drones. I'm not actually sure. I don't think it really was enough. Yeah, 12 workers killed, sure, but he did lose quite a few. He did lose quite a few minerals there, because, well, the zealots, although they're only minerals, are still a pretty decent way to defend your base and to beef up your army, and he won't have that for the next one, for the next fight. And this time it's a full roach army. Of course, that is the advantage of being Zerg. You can switch army types completely between 2 battles. If you feel like, well, you did it wrong the first time, you can just you can just build whatever you have available, because you only need 1 building for everything, and this guy needs to unburrow, because otherwise he's going to die. And we have the next fight here. The Zerg army coming in from all sides. The Protoss army completely surrounded, but it's really in a nice corner of the map, so it's going to take out some pretty nice things. And yeah, the army from the Zerg player just too big. Yeah, I don't know what happened, where exactly he went wrong. I think it's just that he couldn't expand any further. He has no other expansions, so he kind of messed up there. But I think he should have lost way earlier, because with no defense on the front, that first army, that first big Zergling army, should have already taken out all of this. It was a nice attempt though, and I definitely enjoyed it. So hope you enjoyed it as well, and I will see you next time. GG.